Miss Manners, Bianca Wolstenholme. Hello and welcome to Radio 786, Bianca.
Hello, Khadija. Thank you so much for having me, and welcome to all your listeners as well.
Thanks for being on. Bianca, first, just give us some background into the Manners for Minors organization. And it's quite interesting that you are all called Miss Manners.
That's correct. It's quite a funny little concept that we're all called Miss Manners. The children know us by that name. And Manners for Minors was developed in about 2007. And what we do is we aim to look at helping children with their personal, social, and emotional development. Mm-hmm. We're trying to really lay the building blocks to encourage strong core value systems. And in bullying, for example, and that's one of the things we do provide, is helping schools and helping children and parents to know how to teach their children and how to tell children all about bullying and what it is all about. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you a little bit of how we actually do this, because obviously you have teachers who teach and parents who teach at home as well. But we have these wonderful little puppets. Mm-hmm. And through the use of the puppets, the children are able to watch various different role plays. And by watching these role plays, they're able to actually determine a conscience in themselves. They're able to develop an idea of what is right and what is wrong.
And did you work with bullies as well? I mean, I'm sure children aren't really aware that they are bullying. Sometimes they just come across as being maybe just a little bit selfish or teasing. But how do you help children to identify and to make the difference?
Absolutely. When we go and we do our bullying workshops, one of the things that we do is we're quite conscious of the idea of conflict. Mm-hmm. And, natural conflict in every child's lives and every adult's lives is something that we're going to come across all the time. And sometimes children aren't really aware of what the difference is between natural conflict and a real bully, for example. And so when we present these workshops, we're able to teach children and show them what actually is a bully. That a bully can actually be a small child as well as a big child. A bully could be a boy, a bully could be a girl, for example. And the main thing that we also get across is that bullies are people or children, and I also emphasize to them that it is not only children that are bullies, there are also adults that are bullies, for example. But we show them that a bully is somebody who does something on purpose and somebody who does something often. And we describe to them through the role play and acting out various different little things. We show them what is a physical bully. So we show them how a bully can hurt their body, for example, pull their hair, for example, trip them up. But we also show them an emotional bully as well. So we show them how Boastful Betty, for example, one of our puppets, how she might call somebody names. She might call them a baby, for example, or she might call them stupid, or she might call them fat or smelly, or whatever it might be. And so we show them that that is an emotional bully as well. Emotional bullies also exclude the children from games, for example. And so we act out various things so that they can see what is an emotional bully, what is a physical bully. And we actually tell the children to identify perhaps they are one of these bullies. So we teach them to think about it, to think, what are we doing? And, am I actually being a bully myself? And so through the role play that we do, we can show children that bullying is always wrong, and ultimately show children what to do if they are being bullied. So we actually go through a whole process of teaching them how to stand up for themselves and how to be confident in recognizing who is a bully, and how to show that we are not going to allow anybody to bully us around at school or anywhere.
Bianca, let's move quickly to this incident at Fairburn College. It's just one instance of a very violent escalation of bullying. How do we get to this point or this level of violence with children?
Sure. With Manners for Minors, we believe in looking at life as a tree, for example, and we believe in making sure that the roots are well grounded. We want to lay a foundation for the children, and we believe in having a core value system. And if we are able to look after our children in ways of teaching them about being empathetic, for example, being able to determine what is the right behavior and what is the wrong behavior, being able to have just plain good manners. When they get older, we obviously know that teenagers nowadays through a huge amount of peer pressure. We know that many teenagers have got bad attitudes. We know that many of them are disobedient, or they're disrespectful, or they've got a low self-esteem. And of course, all the things about the world today, about instant gratification, for example, being self-centered. And I think, and Manners thinks, that if we are able to help children to understand and to be able to learn how to be a good person, and knowing and being aware of their choices of behavior, and knowing the conscience of right and wrong, by the time they get to that tree, which is the trunk, they will have a strong trunk. They will be able to know how to handle various different situations. They'll be able to know how to react. And for example, with peer pressure, if they have been effective, how to be confident, and how to stand up for what they believe in, and also how to be aware of others and different people. One of the lessons we do is we are all different, for example. So if they're able to know all of that, they'll be able to have a strong trunk. We want a strong trunk that is a good trunk. We don't want children who grow up to be badly mannered, for example. We don't want children who grow up to be disobedient. We all know that working with teens is a very, very difficult thing to do, and to be able to try and change them when they're already at a teen stage is extremely difficult for parents and for teachers. And so ultimately, if we can build them from the bottom, from the ground up, from their root, and we can ensure that they are confident children, wonderful self-esteem, who've got an attitude of willingness to please, I think we can cultivate wonderful, respectful people who can, be awesome in this world.
Bianca, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us today and providing some insight on bullying. Thank you so much for joining us today on Radio 786.
Thank you for having me.
That's Manners for Minors, Miss Manners, Bianca Wolstenholme, just giving us just some background into the kind of work that they do to ensure that a case like what happened at the Fairburn College earlier this month does not become the norm, and they are working with children to identify what bullying is and to ensure that they do not become bullies themselves. This is your daily download on 100.4 FM. We're going to take a break for the Waqt of Asan, and we'll be back around after that.